Watch who?
Hello, and welcome to To Watch Who, a Doctor Who podcast. I'm Mark,
I'm Sarah,
and I'm a Doctor Who fan,
and I'm new to watching Who.
watching for the very first time.
Very first time.
And it's our first episode of 2026.
Yay! Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome back. Yeah, another year has begun. I don't know what else to say about that.
Another year has begun, indeed.
Yes. We should say should we say you're in a hotel room?
Yeah, because I'm in a hotel room. I'm in a hotel room. So if I sound a bit different, that's why.
Hopefully you won't sound different. I would have filtered you loads of times and sorted out the sound because I haven't been able to.
I might sound different how I'm talking because I'm very aware that I'm just in a room in a hotel rather than just in my own home.
Okay, right. There we go.
That's more what I meant.
There we are. Okay. You can't be, what's the word?
As loud.
Yeah, I was trying to find a word. Was it ruckus? No.
Yeah, I like you mean. Rambunctious.
Rambunctious. There we go. Sarah will be less rambunctious today, everybody. But that won't be going forward in 2026. It's just this week.
All will return to normal.
It's Sarah Jane this week.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm really glad I checked because I was literally about to start. And then James went, "Are you supposed to be watching Sarah Jane?" I went, "Oh my God, yeah, I completely forgot."
I wasn't sure whether to remind you or not where to find it on iPlayer. So we are doing Sarah Jane Invasion of the Bane, which went out the 1st of January 2007. So almost 19 years, 2 days to when we're recording this.
Yeah,
well.
We're literally just in the new year.
That show is nearly 20 years old. It feels like new. I mean, we call it New Who and everything, but everything we're doing is 20 years old.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Oh, yeah,
isn't it?
Mark, it is. It is. Don't I know it?
Well, before we start, what was I going to say? No, not really many updates. Do you know what? I've not finished watching War Between Land and the Sea. I've got one more episode left. I didn't do it all over Christmas.
We've not watched it since Stand 2. I haven't watched any of it since the 2 I saw in the cinema. Been meaning to, but I've been ill.
Yeah, it's just busy over Christmas and stuff. Not much else happening. I'm I'll say newly, but more so obsessed with Doctor Who missing episodes at the moment. I'm just completely,
of course you are.
Over Christmas and the anticipation, I am super, super, obsessed at the moment. I'm watching, listening, reading everything about missing episodes possible at the moment. It's just,
why?
I don't know why. I don't know. It's just that thing. It's just hoping this is the year that we'll get something. But we should get on with Sarah Jane, Invasion of the Bane, pilot episode, which you weren't looking forward to.
No. No, like I said, I forgot.
How would you know if you were going mad? What if you see something that you know can't be happening?
Brand new adventure from the makers of Doctor Who.
Sarah Jane Smith. My life is dangerous. Find that woman and kill her properly.
The Sarah Jane Adventures.
Move!
New Year's Day at 10 to 5 on BBC One.
So Doctor Who is big at the moment with David Tennant. We've had Torchwood, the BBC Three older version. So it makes perfect sense that the BBC are going to want to do a kids version of it as well. It's this is peak. This production team is producing 3 shows at this time. It just makes sense for a kids version. And the BBC, from what I understand, I'm saying that from reading stuff years ago, I think the BBC were asked for it and said, can we have young Doctor Who, when he was a kid on Gallifrey sort of thing? And Russell Davies was no, that's going to just ruin the mystery or whatever, you don't want kid Doctor Who. And then obviously we've had school reunion with Sarah Jane, and he wanted to do Sarah Jane, and they went with it. Thinking about this, sorry, this is already story time. We're minutes into a new episode of a new year, and I'm already on the stories, everybody. But I was trying to remember, because when I did my producing course thing in Cardiff, I was in the same class. There was only 7 of us in the class. It was probably like 4 of us by the end of it. Everyone dropped out. In my class was Leanne Regan of Regan Management, who runs the casting agency.
Of course.
In Cardiff, right? Who is like all those people that have been in like Tortured, all those Welsh actors and everything.
Oh, through Regan, yeah.
They would be through Regan. She's like a big like casting person. But anyway, I think she wanted to like produce a film or something, so she was in our class anyway. She was all right. I won't say I didn't like her, but she was all right. She was like, "Oh, I'm really busy. Can someone like give me their notes for this class?" I was like, "You have just sat here with us in the same time. You could have made notes as well." Anyway, what was I talking about her? Oh yeah, in the class, she was saying she got contacted. They were looking for kids for young Doctor Who, and she was like, "Why are they trying to cast like a kids Doctor Who?" But then it doesn't really make sense because that would have been 2009 and this is 2007. So maybe she was talking about back then or whatever. But I remember her saying like, the BBC want me to like put up kids for a kid Doctor Who. So I have no idea what all that was about.
Unless it's for an episode. Would it have been? Because what's in 2009? Are there any anniversary years?
They were making, because I remember when I first came to Cardiff, they were in the middle of making series 4 of Doctor Who. So we're nearly there in terms of when we're watching and stuff. But no, I don't know I don't know. Or unless she was saying back then it got to a certain point that they were asking her for like kid Doctor Who actors, which is really strange. I don't know. I just didn't at the time even think. Anyway. But you know what? I have looked on her website and I was just seeing everybody she represents, just seeing if I recognised anyone.
Yeah.
There's a few people. They're like for Doctor Who people, you're not going to know necessarily, but audio Doctor Who people, she does represent Sean Carlson, who plays Narvin in the Gallifrey audio series. That's the only person from Doctor Who. Because also when I was in her class as well, Torchwood Series 2 was being shown on TV, and I remember like going in the class, she was like, and I remember her saying to someone, "Oh, did you see Torchwood? That was one of my girls in that last night," or that was, do you know what I mean? The guest actors and stuff. She was like, "Oh, they did really well. That was her first job or whatever," and she was in Torchwood last night and stuff. So it's surprising that we haven't had anything like Kid Doctor Who before, although I did look this up just to verify, and it was something that happened. William Hartnell pitched a kid Doctor Who back in the 60s. Son of Doctor Who he wanted, and Son of Doctor Who would have been bad, and also he would have played Son of Doctor Who, which is completely insane. I cannot see him play his own son because he was so old. But anyway, we ended up with Sarah Jane. It's a long way round, I'm saying it, everybody.
Son of Doctor Who.
Son of Doctor Who. Imagine Son of Doctor Who, and it's just William Hartnell, just not in a wig, who looks exactly the same. Nobody on earth could play his son. Like, he could not play his son. He's like the least likely person ever to play his son.
William Hartnell, playing himself.
He just wanted more work. Anyway. Sarah Jane. We have landed on Sarah Jane. Invasion of the Bane. Obviously, Sarah Jane is, like we said in School Reunion, no, she's like the one companion from Classic Who, isn't she, that is like most likely to get her own series.
Yeah, and she's great. I mean, she's a solid actress, which helps. I think like story line wise for that character, it is just like a really, if you're like a fan watching it, she's got a really great arc as a storyline. And if you're new to it, it fits in really well. She's an investigator. It fits in the world really well, doesn't it?
And also, it's quite unusual. Again, only the world of Doctor Who, a CBBC series is led by, like a 50-year-old woman as well. It's so unusual.
Very true.
And you just think it's so great for her. She was in Doctor Who. Her career sort of wound down a little bit. She gets back into Doctor Who, and then she gets her own series. It's like the biggest sort of payoff, isn't it, for doing all those fan conventions?
Doing Doctor Who all those years ago.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about the story and go through it. It's very Russell T Davies formula, isn't it? It's very, you
Oh,
have the
yeah.
picture of the Earth. Maria is our Rose/Gwen.
Yeah. I felt that to some extent, other than the fact it was kids, this story could have been a Doctor Who episode. If those kids were played by adults, it didn't really feel that different to me. The acting felt just as hammy in places as what's her name? That monster was in the Christmas special, Arachnos. Do you know what I mean? Like, it didn't feel any different in that sense to me. Or season 1 Doctor Who.
Yeah, because when you say like CBBC series, you think, oh, it's going to be like really like a lower sort of tone or a
It just
more
goes straight
childish
to the
tone.
point. Rather than like, it just gets to the point. Rather than like waiting, it'll just say it. Like it's really clear. They're the bad guys, and that is really clear. There's no messing around with it. It's really clear who the bad guys are. That is literally probably the only difference. But a lot of the jokes, there's some jokes in there I think that a grown-up watching this would have a laugh at, or a teenager. I think literally the only difference is that it's played by kids rather than adults, and therefore it appeals more to kids because they see themselves in it. That is literally the only difference for me.
Yeah, it's a very much like a Doctor Who tone. It could have been a lighter Doctor Who episode. Quite easy. Actually, like School Reunion, it's not that different to that one, really.
It's really not. Which I think actually is more to Russell T Davies' credit, because people do tend to write down for kids, and you don't need to write down for kids. You know this, like with books, like when you think of things like Roald Dahl and all those sorts of books, like you don't need to write things down. Kids understand things, kids know. Kids can pick it up. And I think there's enough credit there that the kids have that script, like you say, could have been for any lighter episode of Doctor Who. There's nothing there was nothing that I was like, there's nothing massively deep, because Doctor Who doesn't really go massively deep.
No, yeah, I found it really just a fun watch. That's all you want. This was like New Year's Day, 5:00, just an easy watch.
It was a really easy watch.
So
and
we've got...
Yeah, very, I mean, and it moved quick. I think that was the thing. Like, we established very quickly that she's moved, parents are divorced, mum's a bit of a knob. That's all established. And then suddenly this friend walks in and she's like, rah, rah, and like the story's going. Do you know what I mean? There is no waiting around.
Well, okay, so we have Maria moving in, and like you say, you got the dad and the mum, and you're going to
talk about the fact you put me to this house.
Oh my God, we have to say we have been to the Sarah Jane house.
I was waiting for you to say.
Lovely in Penarth. It's a really nice area. Those houses are amazing. Sarah Jane's house is a really nice house. It's really nice. And we did go there, didn't we? You did not want your photo taken outside.
No, I did not.
House.
I think
I did get it
outside the house.
No, there is a picture. There is a picture of us outside. You just not looking
I was
very happy.
having one picture.
You were just like, we're quickly doing this, really, and then we're not hanging around outside. Those people got paid a lot of money to have Sarah Jane's house every series. I'm sure they don't mind people having their photo taken outside the house. They would have got money for that. So, it's like the people with who have the houses in Neighbours. They get paid a lot of money to have those houses, to have the film crew there every 2 weeks outside their house, and all those tours and everything. It's the same thing. But no, it's a really nice part. It's really nice. And Maria's house is the house opposite as well in Penarth. It's literally over the road. They use the whole road, don't they?
They do, yeah. It's really well done, actually. It's a good spot.
So Maria moves in with her dad. And as you say, the mum, Chrissy, she's Jackie Tyler part 2, isn't she?
Yeah, she is.
It's exactly the same. Well, actually, so mums of Doctor Who. We've got Jackie, we've got Sylvia, Donna's mum, who is at first a little bit seems a bit more sophisticated, but isn't really. And then Chrissy is definitely more like Jackie as well.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
That's our 3 mums of Doctor Who so far.
She's Jackie if the husband had stayed around and not died, and then she decided to leave him and marry a younger model.
I like that little sort of, well, not twist, but where she's like, right, I'm off then. You think they're all moving in together, don't you? And then she's off. Quite like that. And Sarah Jane is obviously living over the road. Now, when I first watched this, I enjoyed it, but I felt really off with Sarah Jane. I felt she was really frosty and horrible, and it wasn't my Sarah Jane, if you put it in that word. I just felt, why is she being so horrible? When she first sees Maria and she's like, even, I don't know, throughout the whole thing, I just felt she was really off. And I don't feel like that now, but it was just a reaction I had. And I suppose it's because she doesn't want any kids hanging around and all that stuff. She's playing it like that. That's done on purpose, that she's a bit frosty and a bit horrible.
Yeah.
Because especially if she's supposed to be like the lead, but I suppose the kids know her from school reunion. So, and actually you're following the kids, aren't you? And Sarah Jane's the other, the doctor, the mysterious one.
Oh, yeah, we're getting in the same way in Rose, when we're getting introduced to Rose, and this we're getting introduced to the kids.
But I just thought she was just a bit frosty. I just didn't like her initially.
No, but I think that grows. I know what you mean. I think it's the coldness of like rejection, isn't it? Though, so it's better to cut people out than be rejected.
Maybe because it's the Sarah Jane that I watched with Tom Baker and John Pertwee, who's like a completely different character to me. That is the Sarah Jane that I really like, and then just to see her like that, I don't know.
Wish she becomes by the end.
Wish she done. Yeah, I know, but just I don't know. Initially, I was just a bit like, oh, I don't like this. Did you notice? Okay, when Maria wakes up at night time and sees Sarah Jane out in the garden at night, please tell me you noticed something.
What? I don't think so.
The alien that Sarah Jane is talking to.
No.
Oh, no, because this is such a joke. So, do you know that CGI alien? Right?
Yeah.
It's exactly the same CGI alien that Tosh slept with in that episode of Torchwood. They've obviously just used the same design, but everyone's like, why is Sarah Jane ever chatting to Tosh's lesbian lover? Is Sarah Jane now a lesbian with this alien? It's exactly the same. I wasn't sure if you would notice or not.
I didn't flat up on that. Who's free poetry?
Yeah. It's Tosh's lesbian lover is that she's having a chat to. It's exactly the same design. Obviously, they're trying to do it like on the cheaper bit and using the same effects and stuff. But I wasn't sure if you'd noticed because it doesn't hide it. It doesn't hide it. And actually, thinking about it now, you can get an action figure of that alien as a Sarah Jane alien. But it should have been a Torchwood Tosh action figure. But anyway, yeah, there we go. So she returns and Sarah sends her off on her way.
Oh my God. Well, speaking of Tosh, sorry, what was I looking at the other day? Hang on. I'm going to have to find it. Oh, that was so sorry, completely unrelated, but kind of related because you've mentioned Tosh. So I was watching Ab Fab over Christmas, absolutely fab. And Tosh is Safi's best friend. And I've never
Oh, did you not know?
No.
I just didn't mention it because I just thought it was obvious. I just thought that's how the biggest.
I mean, I've watched Ab Fab, but I've not serially watched Ab Fab. I've just watched odd episodes. I've watched bits of it, but I've watched enough to know who the characters are. And then I was watching it over Christmas, and I was like, "Oh my God!" So yeah, that's my moment.
Yeah, she's in quite a lot of episodes, isn't she?
Yeah. Well,
actually,
she's in the one I was watching.
She's a bit like Tosh actually in that as well, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, I didn't realise that. You didn't know that. Yeah.
No. Anyway, carry on.
Cool. So, what do you think of Maria and her dad then, as characters?
Oh, I think that it's quite a nice sort of pairing, and I reckon it's been done on purpose. It's sort of it wouldn't work if she was a kid with two parents that could watch her all the time. It's got to be some sort of parent that's, maybe working or not always there, so she can go off and have these adventures, and maybe be a reflection for kids who also have parents have split up, and you can see that. And I liked it. I think he seems like a nice sort of dad, and it's quite nice as well for it to be a dad, because quite often it is mum, and I thought it was quite nice for it to be dad. Again, I think if it was mum, it'd be very easy to compare to Jackie and Rose.
And you also get then Sarah Jane sort of being a surrogate mother figure for Maria as it goes on. So that works quite well. And obviously they mention Sarah Jane She's still a journalist, everybody.
She's a journalist, ladies and gentlemen.
She's a journalist.
They do mention she's a journalist. She's still going at it. And then we also have Kelsey then comes in as Maria's friend, just like knocks on the door. I love all of her like one-liners. It's that sort of humour that we get with like Rose and Jackie and stuff. Just those one-liner sort of things that she has when she comes in. Maybe not as strong in terms of acting as the other guys, but she's.
See, I didn't think she was too bad. I think it's a very difficult. I thought actually she did quite well. It's quite a difficult character to play at that age, not just like one-dimensional.
Okay, maybe I'll give you a spoiler here. Okay, I'll give you, because obviously this is a pilot episode. She's the only one that doesn't make it into the series.
But I think that's fine. In a way, I can imagine it more because her not being in the series, because I don't feel there'd be a place for her.
Well, they bring in a different character instead. So still not same number of characters, but Kelsey does not make it through to the series.
But my thinking was like her whole character is like, she doesn't believe this. She drinks the juice. Like that is her whole character. Is she sees it all and she still doesn't believe it. So how could you bring that along for the ride anyway? How could you do a whole series where you've got a character that when you have this stuff is like, what? No, it's not real. Like she's already seen. Like she's seen this guy on the stairs, and then she's gone, yeah, but aliens aren't real. Like she's been in the attic. She's seen the dog in space and gone, what? Okay, now, yeah, that's not real. You couldn't take that character along. She's had her journey and she's like, oh God, yeah, like everyone else, it's just a hallucination. She's like taken, what, if you got your blue and your red pill, she's taken the one that like, she's taken her pill. Do you know what I mean?
She's taken her pill.
She's dad.
Yeah, and I suppose you need someone in this to be that person, because otherwise Maria's believing everything and that's it. And Maria needs someone to talk to go along to the factory and get into trouble with. So yeah, it does work out.
I almost think like she couldn't have gone any further, because that character's so like that. She drank the whatever it's called, the fizzy part.
The Kool-Aid. You were going to say the Kool-Aid. She drank the Kool-Aid.
Well, she drank the fizzy part, and you know her character is too gullible to ever believe this stuff, so she couldn't join in these adventures.
Well, and then speaking about like the story. This storyline, as well as setting everything up, it always happens in these first episodes. You know, like with the Autons and like Gwen at Torchwood, it's sort of background to everyone. It's more about the characters setting up, isn't it, than actually what's happening? Because it's quite, it's this factory and the bubble shock, and everyone's drinking stuff. It reminded me a lot of with the bus and everyone. I don't know, like something like the Autons would do. Because they had their bus and stuff, and then when you see the creature, that's like the Auton creature, isn't it? It could have easily been the Autons doing that, like drink this from this plastic cup or whatever.
Yeah,
drink the Kool-Aid from the plastic cup. So it's not like a very like memorable sort of big thing, is it? It's just background for everything else that's going on. It's still enjoyable.
It's something that everyone can sort of like get on board with. You know, if you've got Blue Peter there, you've got Connie saying, we don't promote stuff, but
yeah, I love that how they're like, we don't normally promote stuff, but you have to say that. Yeah, getting the Connie in there.
Getting on there. You can do that because it's CBBS and not CBBC, even not CBBS. But
did you like? Well, so we have Mrs. Wormwood is like the villain of the piece. And like already, like straight away, her and Sarah Jane are like got that like power meeting in the office, which I was trying to work out because you can see the train going by in the background.
I was trying to work out where it was. I spent so long trying to work out where it was. It's by water.
Because I think you can see it's those office blocks as you get the train out of Cardiff Central. There's like office blocks. Oh, wait,
but it's by water, Mark.
I feel like it's
outside when they're coming in on the bus. There's like there's the background. You see water and flats.
I feel like it was like Glamorgan University. I thought.
I think it's down towards like past the bay. You know where the sports village and all that is. What was it called? Bubble Shock.
Oh, outside. Oh, I know where it is. That is a picture of Black Horse Lloyd's TSB from the back of the station. Mrs. Wormwood's office, Black Horse Limited, Cardiff. I think that's looking at a view of the back of the station across. So you come out the back of Cardiff Central Station and there's all offices and stuff opposite, and it's out of that across the road.
The interior is in Cardiff Bay. Exterior, the bubble shop, Ely Fields.
Oh, you're talking about the Bubble Shock factory. That's different. I'm talking about her office. Sorry, the interior of her office with the glass thing. The actual Bubble Shock thing is an old factory. Because at 1 second, and I'm sure you would have told me if it was, I thought it was like Techniquest or something to begin with, but it's an actual old factory. For real.
Oh yeah, I could tell it was a factory of some sort.
So I was talking about that sort of scene in the glass office with Mrs. Wormwood and Sarah Jane. Like, that's great. And Mrs. Wormwood, Samantha Bond.
Oh yeah, I know where that building is. That's the top of Dumbles Road.
Samantha Bond, you might recognise from Downton Abbey, probably.
I recognise her face. I couldn't have told you what from, but
she's the sister in Downton Abbey. She's in later series about Downton Abbey. But she's also the daughter of one of our favourites from Doctor Who. She is the daughter of Ganatus from Doctor Who.
No way! God! Famous leg.
So that's so nice that she's in Doctor Who now. Ganatus's daughter. Absolutely. Like, I just love her because of that. Famous legs. Don't get to see her legs in this. But I'm sure they're great. I'm sure they're just as great.
Yeah.
Well, hang on a second. Not out. Sorry, you're not thinking of Altos a second. Hold on. This happens oh my God, no! This happens every time. Gadatus and Altos.
Altos and Sabitha.
I say so. Not Altos and Sabitha. We're not Keith and Mara. The Thals, the one that kissed Barbara with the holes in his trousers down the side. Ganatus. We love Ganatus as well.
Yeah, I do love Ganatus. I remember Ganatus as well, but I did go to Altos and his legs.
No, it's not Altos's daughter, unfortunately. No, it's Ganatus's daughter. Every time. They're both leg related. Oh, and then so later on, so the story goes, they're drinking all the Bubble Shark, all that's happening, and we have Luke is being created for whatever reason, as like a human hybrid-y thing or whatever.
Why? Never said. We don't know.
I can't remember why. They're going to all take over everything. It doesn't really matter. Anyway, we get Luke. Sarah Jane decides to adopt him very quickly.
I don't think she has much choice, though, does she?
She kidnaps him. I know he hasn't got anywhere to go. But also, like, at that very beginning, she's very frosty. I don't want any kids near me at all. And right at the end, she's adopting him. She could have handed him over to UNIT. Torchwood could have put him up in a hostel.
Talk to these people. She works solo.
I think she's got contacts.
Well, there's contacts, but I don't think she'd want to hand over a child.
She's got pictures of the Brigadier and Harry and everyone on her wall in her attic.
Then they work together, Mark.
She says she got Bubble Shock analysed by some scientist friends, and in my mind that is UNIT. She's called up UNIT and gone, can you do this for me? UNIT know about Sarah Jane. She's got lesbian aliens coming out of her garden at night time. UNIT know about Sarah Jane, okay?
UNIT know about everything.
Okay. Maybe anyway, I just think maybe if she was so against kids at the very beginning and suddenly she changes her mind, I think that's very quick turnaround. But it's nice. She gets on with Maria and makes a lemonade at the end and stuff. She's got a nice, like, what is it? What is that thing called with that archway in the garden? I've got one of those. A
You want to know?
pagoda?
Oh, I know what you mean.
A pagoda? What's a pagoda?
I'll Google it. Pagoda.
I was in a garden centre the other day and they were selling frog pagodas.
A pagoda is a type of outdoor garden structure.
Okay, no, it's not that. That's like
similar to a pergola or gazebo, but distinguished by a solid fixed roof. So it's not that.
Okay, anyway,
What's
I'm going to say
pagoda?
she's got a pagoda. Anyway, she's having a lovely time in her pagoda with Maria and Luke.
It's pergola.
But yeah, I don't know. I think because Luke doesn't really get to do very much. He's a bit of a mystery, and
Luke was an interesting character. I couldn't work out if I thought Luke was a good actor or not. Sometimes I was like if we're talking about the acting of the kids, sometimes I was like, I can't work out if he's any good or not.
But he's supposed to be like a completely blank slate.
Yeah,
so he's doing quite a good job.
I think he is. That's what I sort of established. Yeah, couldn't work out for a while whether I thought that was good or not.
I've totally forgot. I've skipped it all over the place. The alien thing that attacks him in Sarah Jane's house, like all that CGI and up the stairs and running around, that looks great considering it's like 20 years old. The bubble shock guy is, I was trying to recognise him. At first I thought he was from Hollyoaks, but he's actually in Footballers' Wives. That's what he's from.
Of course he is.
He's in Footballers' Wives. But I think that works quite well. Like going to the house. Obviously, it's got to get back to Sarah Jane's
Footballers' Wives, and you remember that.
And absolutely love Sarah Jane's attic as well. That's a great setup. That is our TARDIS console room.
Yeah, it looks great. Lots of things to explore.
Okay, and then we come to also. So one of the big things you were not looking forward to in Sarah Jane is K9.
Yeah, it's nice and brief, so I had a lot of time for that.
When I saw that, I was like, you're going to be really happy that K9 is stuck in a black hole in a cupboard.
And I was.
Because there's no place for K9 in this, really. Like, if you had K9 going around with them all the time, it's just not going to work, is it, with the kids and the stuff? So they've made a clever decision there, because even in School Reunion, okay, you say the school with Kenny and that, but like you couldn't have K9 every week, because that's what happened in Doctor Who. He was a great novelty at first, but every week you were waiting for K9 to catch up. And Sarah Jane has what? That's a 3-story house. K9 is having to like hover up and down those stairs.
Oh yeah. Too much.
It's just not going to work. So I'm glad. I think they had to include K9 in some capacity, because she ended up with a version of him, didn't she, at the end of when we last saw her. He hasn't really got a place in Sarah Jane Adventures. Are you pleased? Are you more open to Sarah Jane now that K9 is not there?
Yeah. Now that I've seen it, and I'm not enthralled by how many series there are right now. They're shorter episodes, so that's okay. But now that I've seen it, I know K9 isn't going to be like scooting along all the time. I feel a little bit more positive about it.
You will like it because it's shorter episode. They're like 2-parters, 15, 20 minutes each. So really easy. And yeah, I think it's a good setup with the like Maria and the dad and everything. Like they're really likable characters. Like it doesn't feel like you're watching a kid show. And I think it just strikes that perfect balance for the fans and for actual kids watching it as well. Like I remember watching this on TV, but when Sarah Jane, the series, started on CBBC, I didn't watch it. I just waited for it to come out on DVD. I never watched it on transmission. It just wasn't like, it was on at 4 o'clock.
It's like a weird time, isn't it?
It's on at a weird time. iPlayer was still fairly new. I don't know if it was even out at that time. So it's not like you could just catch up whenever. I always waited for all the Sarah Janes to come out on DVD, and I haven't watched the last couple of stories. There are still Sarah Janes that I've never seen. That'll be fun to do.
Been you for Mark too.
We have gone through the story very, very quickly, but there's not like tons to
talk
about it, really, is it?
No, it is what it is. I've also just sneezed a lot, so I'm very snotty right now.
Okay, well, let's leave it there then for Sarah Jane. I'm glad we've done it. We'll be moving on to Doctor Who next.
Finally.
And you'll have some stability.
Okay. Interesting.
No, you will. No, that's what you were saying. You didn't want to do like you were ready for Doctor Who and then Sarah Jane, and now you have like
I know. Yeah, I thought you meant like with the Doctor. I was like, interesting choice of words, but okay.
I'm not giving away any spoilers. Not giving away any spoilers, but yeah, Sarah Jane, great. Oh, sorry, one other thing. She got Sonic lipstick.
Yeah, I saw that. That was funny.
I haven't had time to find it. I've got a Sonic lipstick somewhere.
Oh, she do.
and the watch.
She's a fancy watch.
Do you know what? I've got a load. I've got the Sonic lipstick. I've got the watch. I have got a load of Sarah Jane action figures because I saw the one. They were all in Home Bargains for like $2.99 back in the day, and I got them all up. So I mean, Sonic lipstick. You have a battery in it, and it goes, and you like do your lips. But what a great idea! That is just perfect for her. Sonic lipstick. She's going to get that sort of...
Where she got it from? Or, like, did the Doctor make it for her? And she's just had it this whole time?
Her friends at Unit made it for her.
No way, because they don't have anything Sonic like that.
She knows. She's got technology. She knows. No, K9 would have helped design it. She'd have gone, K9, can you design me a Sonic?
In my head, the Doctor made her Sonic lipstick when they were travelling together.
No, she would have got that out. He made Romana. Romana had a screwdriver, her own version.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
No. Actually, this works. You just reminded me. This works so much better than that K9 and Company Sarah Jane.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it would have been great to have that back in the day to see what a series like that would have been with her aunt and all of that. To move that on, like, you know, you could have easily gone back to her and K9 in a house together and her aunt or whatever. You could have gone back to that. But obviously you need the kids in it, don't you, I suppose? But anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about now. Hard to find me. I'll find my Sonic lipstick for next time we do Sarah Jane. It's definitely around it somewhere.
I look forward to you applying it.
It makes the noise and everything. Sonic lipstick. Anyway, yeah, it'll be Doctor Who next, and the first episode is called Smith and Jones.
Smith and Jones.
Smith and Jones. We didn't see that trailer at the end of Runaway Bride, so I take it you have no idea what's coming up.
Nope, because there's nothing. There's nothing.
No, I know, nothing. Oh, actually, did you notice the quality of Sarah Jane on iPlayer? Wasn't that great? Or did you?
I just thought it was 20 years old. That's what.
Because I started watching it, and then I got the DVD, and I put the DVD on, and it was a much sharper picture. It was like a really bad version they put on iPlayer. It was just... It just wasn't as sharp. It's much sharper on the Sarah Jane box set. I won't say how many series there are.
I've already seen, don't worry.
They're spaced out, okay? It's not all 5 series at once. Okay. There we go, everybody. We will see you very soon for Doctor Who Series 3.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, you can follow us on the social medias at 2WatchWho or at Patreon at 2WatchWho. And as a New Year's thing, if you want to give us a review wherever you follow podcasts, that'll be a very nice thing to do.
We started 6 years ago in January.
Like recording, yeah.
Recording. We didn't come out until the March. So this March will be 6 years old.
Yeah.
We actually sat down in like a few weeks' time 6 years ago. And we're like, right. And we recorded our like mini before it came out. Intro, didn't we? Before it came out, we recorded our intro. So we've been doing this for 6 years. We're still
talking
here.
about Ganatus and Altos.
Yeah, we're still talking.
They still come up in conversation after all this time, and they always will.
Yes. Yes, they will. And I'll still get confused over them.
I don't know how else to describe Ganatus. He's just the ones with the holes, and Altos is the ones with no trousers. That's the only way we can do it, really.
Anyway,
okay, we will see you all again very soon. Bye.
To Watch Who.